On the slopes of the Serra da Estrela, just outside the historic village of Sortelha in central Portugal, stands the haunting shell of a forgotten dream. Come and visit this grand wreck of a hotel, which once offered the cure for everything through radiation. This is the Hotel Águas de Radium. It was part medical spa, part luxury retreat, and part radioactive experiment.
Okay, we've come to visit a place which I've seen on the internet a couple of times but never visited, and this is an old hotel which was closed down because radiation went out of, how should we say, fashion. Fellow intrepid explorers. An ancient bread oven. Here is the old reception. All these fantastic crenellations, and look at these amazing wooden doors. Look at these. It's amazing hinges. It's quite a fireplace. Not much to see. We've got the old beams up there and a modern ceiling. Look at this other door. Absolutely wonderful. Wonder how much that weighs. Look at the key that must have gone through there. It's a little bit windy outside. It's suddenly really picked up, as you can probably hear. But we'll have a look around anyway. Look at this extraordinary place, all made out of granite. And as you may know, regions that have lots of granite do have radon gas. Wow. Same sort of doors that we had over there. Do the bang? Wow. Huge stones. So this, I think, looking at the old photos, would have been a treatment room. Some other intrepid visitors. Amazing. I think the amount of effort that's been put into this place. Lots of it now crumbling. All of this, presumably, was once floor. Ooh, I can hear people walking around up there. That's slightly unnerving. Look, these are wonderful, wonderful vaulted ceilings. And there's some quite modern electrics. I think that the last attempt to do anything about this place was in the 90s. You can see that it's been repointed, and we've got some modern raw plugs and some wires. All very splendid, frankly. Let's see what we can find around here. Wonderful staircase. We've got a couple of little chambers. Not much to see in here apart from a rather soft floor. You can see that they've actually used wood to rather alarmingly prop up the stones. Wow. And this is above those vaulted ceilings, so you can see how they were built. Wow. Yeah, don't go too close to the edge, there's not much underneath that. Yeah. Wow. Go and have a look at what I suspect was some treatment rooms down here. Wow. Absolutely beautiful. Remains of a sofa, and someone's obviously tried to board it up. Look at these wonderful columns and capitals here holding up the, funnily enough, concrete beams above. Pretty solidly built. We've got a kicked-in door. Got the remains of some old shelves or something going on back here, and pretty massively built. I do love these vaulted ceilings. Try and get up to the top. Right, this I think must be the way up. So let's follow the road. This must have been quite a place to come and stay. Wow. It looks like a gazebo of some description. I wonder if that was a sort of an outside terrace where you could be wined and dined and fed your radium water. Got these amazing columns there, and they've got some really impressive, I guess you call them capitals on top of them. I wonder if this is the famous radium water, which they actually exported all over the world, believe it or not. Amazing chimney. Ah, someone smashed up the sinks. Let's look up that chimney. Wow, that's high. What a place. Feels slightly dodgy because we've just got this old block and beam ceiling above us, and it appears that lots of the beams have already fallen down or been pushed down. We've got a beautiful fireplace here. You can imagine a roaring fire in the winter here. And terracotta tiles, which clearly have seen better days. I'm not going to walk under that. I'm going to go around, I think. Look at this cut stone and this roof. This really must have been absolutely something. Old urinal. What have we got here? Nothing. But the hole in the ground indicates that would have been a lavatory. Wonderful balustrades. You can see right through down there to what looks like the top of other vaulted ceilings. I'm not sure I can get into that bit. Not unless I can fly. And I don't believe I can. Well, I was brave, I've put the drone in there. beautiful granite cut stone as well. It's rather dark. We've got a window into another courtyard. It looks again as if we've had a lot of masonry that's come down, and we can see these sort of, I guess they must have been some sort of flying buttress. Ah, wow. Goodness me. Now this looks to have been a water mine. I can actually hear and see water there, radium water. Wonderful stream coming straight through the centre of the floor. That would have taken the magic water. Whoa, and then fell into this magic radioactive stream. Another water mine. And yet another channel dug into the rock to allow it out. People have been down here with candles. Amazing place. Wow, straight out into the wind. Let's have a look back through into here. This is lovely mellow coloured stone. They've obviously tried to reinforce it with some concrete. Have to try and stay out of the wind. There's a bath. Wow. Let's go and have a look at that, because we've got more vaulted ceilings here. Originally that looked like it was going to be bedrock, but clearly not. Crenellations on the top of the roof. Really does look like a castle. There is a radium bath. Goodness me. Wow, look through there. What's that? Wow, that's one of the vultures. That is a vulture. It was feasting on the carcass of a calf down the way. The size of that thing, enormous. This is really spooky. That's looking back to the bottom of the stairs. Just making an attempt to get down and see these baths. I'm not sure how accessible it's going to be, because there appears to have been some undermining going on, and it does slightly give you the willies to see all of this like this. Yeah, look at this wonderful cut stone. Amount of hours that's gone into that. Imagine standing here with these beautiful blue tiles and presumably being sprayed with radium water in some way, shape or form. Wow, that's a smaller room, shall we say. That one's been smashed out. Oh, goodness me. Proper landslide. We've got some serious pulling equipment doing something there. Trying knitting all of this wool together. There's the first of our baths, old cast iron. Imagine singing in your bathroom. Again, look at these lovely tiles. More intact one. And presumably a shower was available as well. All the mod cons. Oh, totally full up with rubbish, of course. Ooh, more stones have been stored here. It's a stonemason's dream. Through a radioactive puddle What a rather nice round window.
Transition.
Well, it's safe to say that it's a doer-upper. I'm glad I chose that way down. I don't think I'd have got in otherwise. What a special place. And being Portugal, there's no health and safety, there's nothing to stop you coming in. And basically, if you fall off it, that's your bad. So we'll be trying not to do that. He says, nearly going off the edge. No barriers, no signs, just common sense. So that is the way down to the baths as well. And we'd have had another fireplace in here. And wouldn't this have been a beautiful place to sit, sipping radium water? Look at the cracks in that. That's really quite something to behold. A few tons of masonry waiting to absolutely flatten you. So, discretion being the better part of valour, we'll stay away from, hopefully, most of the falling stuff, because it looks a lot bigger on the floor than it does up there, doesn't it? Yeah, I was just thinking they look a lot bigger on the ground.
From over there.
Right, back up to this bit again. Wow. And those are growing right up to it, cracking the walls. I know whether you can get into that upstairs bit. All this wonderful heather. Heather? It's not heather, lavender growing wild. Yeah, so here we are. Got the rocks and then they sort of poured some concrete next to it. And we can see here, I'm not quite sure what they are, whether they were display cabinets or something. But I can't see any way in there. Let's go and have a look, see at that little gazebo. Splosh through another radioactive puddle. Wow. So this must have been a way in, and this looks like a walled garden of some sort. Really very pretty. Can definitely imagine having a cup of tea or a cup of beer here. Yeah, so you see the rock there. Must have had a floor suspended. What a wonderful place to sit out of an evening. You can see this wall's been built with a lot of rebar, so someone's had projects here. See if I can have another look in at this other bit. It's a broken leg down there. Past the crenellations. Nothing more to see. Well, it's getting quite late now. I think we're about 6:30, so we're losing the light. Not least because we've got a big cloud coming over now, which has been quite an issue recently, which is why we're out doing bits and pieces where we can find a bit of nice weather. So this really is a special place, and it must have been really quite impressive. I think it closed definitively in 1961, having really had its heyday pre-Second World War. And of course, certain events of the Second World War led people to fall out of love with the idea of any form of radiation. And as I say, I think in the 90s were the last attempts by anyone to actually do anything about bringing it back into some form of use. So how would you feel about coming here and perhaps not necessarily sampling the waters? It's an absolutely beautiful place. We're about, I suppose, 3/4 of an hour drive from home, and there are all sorts of places, not just this age, which dates back 100 and whatever years, but there are plenty of Roman ruins to visit, all sorts of things. You just have to know where to look, and that's not always easy. Some pretty cool old tiles stuck onto the wall here. Looks almost like a medieval prison or a gatehouse. Bars on the wall. Bars on the windows, rather. Bars on the walls, a different thing. Yep, there's been some wind. Lemon tree. Maybe we should see if we can get ourselves a radioactive lemon. Wow, that's a palm tree that's come down, isn't it? Yeah, well, the fire did come through here. Pretty sure. There we go, there's a radioactive lemon. Joking apart, it probably is. What have we here? We have another building. Wow. Yes, a smashed, very smashed loo. Those tiles are cool. Switch to the phone. What have we in here? It's rather dark. Wow, lots of muck on the floor, which smells quite musty. Smells like bats. Cool. Nice fireplace. Looks like this is a good hangout for kids. Again, it's had some modern work done, so someone's put a lot of effort into it at some stage and just not got to where they wanted to be, I guess. Radioactive oranges. I don't know what that is, but it is. Oh no, they're radioactive lemons again. Or are they radioactive grapefruit? They are very knobbly. Do we dare try one? Probably. These huge walls. Oh, I didn't see that coming past. So, this is my radioactive citrus fruit. Wow, a very small fruit in the centre. I suspect this might be a bitter orange. Let's give it just a tiny taste. Yep, that's a very bitter orange. Tastes like Dundee marmalade, but without any of the sugar in it. Okay, is it possible? Well, of course it's possible. Is it advisable to get across here? Phew. Well, I'm not actually going to walk on that masonry. It's not worth getting across there. Cool though it would be. Looking at the baths down there. Yeah, I saw the baths. They're very cool. Yeah. We have a central fountain. Again, this would have been a lovely place to have sat out. We've got these rather beautiful tiles. Again, they've weathered away, but so we've got the square and a square and a square and a square and a square. Interesting design. Another terrace. Perhaps these would have been planted out with some exotic plants of some description. You'd have maybe come and sat in your sunbed, looking out at the view, whilst behind you had some lovely meals made for you. Pretty cool. Do you reckon that was the car park? Lovely balcony. Looks like there were perhaps some flags or something there. Wow. Flying buttresses keeping all of this up. Really is built like a castle. What have we here? Are those water tanks? Bit of further investigation there. They look like some sort of a tank. Yes, I suspect they must have been. But they're pretty deep and they don't look any way out. Not going in there. Not deliberately anyway. There's lovely iris. It does look as if there was a huge collapse somewhere in the middle. And one has to wonder whether it was just perhaps built on some unstable ground. And that might have been what put paid to the last project. Yeah, I think so. It's very cool.
Something more new.
Yes, it is a newer one.
And this one.
Oh right, some sort of bug. Nice. Yeah, there's a more modern one. Yeah, and radioactive oranges. So, as we look back towards the Quinta over there, just say thank you very much indeed for watching. Let's get my breath back, having walked up all of this to the top of Sortelha, where this clock tower is situated. Donc on peut voir Sortelha de la Quinta, a priori. Maybe this is not the way into the castle. Phew. I do love health and safety. If you're stupid enough to walk off a cliff, you sort of walk off a cliff.
I was a lonely silhouette, needed somebody to show the way. Yeah, I was a heartbeat with no sound till you came around. Yeah, you showed me colors, light in the darkness. You were the only thing I needed.
I would imagine this place in summer is pretty busy. Just at the moment, Easter weekend, pretty much got it to ourselves. I love this little half door. A wonderful little place. A rock house, and you've got little seats to sit out on. This old pillory. Ow. Oh, big steps. This gives me the willies slightly. Really uneven stone. Crazy. Can you see here these amazing bars? This was the town prison, and above it is the Junta de Freguesia, the town hall. I guess there would have been a bell there once upon a time. And this indeed is the pillory where bad people would have been tied up. That wonderful balcony up there. There we go. That must have been a great place to address the multitude. Well, there we go. Little bonus visit to Sortelha. And I would say, come out of season if you want to see it at its best, because I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to be walking along those walls with a huge amount of people pushing and tripping.
Está tudo molhado.
I like the little stone tables and benches. It's very cool.
And then you have something in there.
Era uma vez Corral do Burra. It used to be a donkey shelter. Corral de Burra. Look at those stairs up there. Shh. Havias escadas? Aqui?
Ah, escada, sim, sim, sim. Também reparei. Mas não vamos lá.
No, no, no. Boa. Yeah. You very rarely see them still in place, but these are obviously been remade. It's very cool. Now, I don't know whether you can see, I'll try and zoom in a bit if I can, but just here in the picture, where are you? Just there is actually a fallen calf. And here, these are vultures. Pretty astonishing to think they have vultures in Portugal. But I guess they do a useful job. And we've actually got a dog over there, just finishing off something. And doesn't seem too bothered by the vultures or vice versa. Wow. Goodness me, they're huge.